Touchdown. She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop winning. Stop winning.
He connects. Rebels with their first lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
From the campus of Andover High School, a beautiful sunshiny day, game time temperature 57 degrees, and we have Northwest Suburban Conference High School softball here. The season is just underway, and believe it or not, the regular season comes to an end on May 20th, and here we are on April 21st, so that means less than a month remaining in the regular season. Along with Joe Rulin, I'm Jim Erickson. It's Andover and Anoka here this afternoon. And, Joe, it's been a slow start to the season, no doubt. The weather has been a factor. Finally, here today, we've got our best day of the season here so far.
It has been a start and stop. It'll be a shotgun finish the rest of the way for both of these squads. Andover comes in with a record of 2-1 this far this season. They've had a win over Elk River and Spring Lake Park, and then the loss came to Blaine on quite the windy day. And then meanwhile, for Anoka, they come in 1-0 with a recent win, 15-3 over Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, so we take a look at the Huskies out in the field. They're at home here. We'll be batting in the bottom of the order for the Andover Huskies out in the field. You look in the outfield, Mayos, Vocati, and Olson. On the infield, Kosteka, Johnson, Heppel, and Polzine. Behind the plate is Natalie Ludy and Abby McQuay getting the start here today in the circle on the rubber. Last year she went 2-2, 35 and a third innings pitched, had an ERA of 6.34, a senior coming in here, and she'll be one of the key pitchers, as pitchers always are, in fast pitch softball here for the Andover Huskies, and head coach Connie Huberty here on their home field.
Absolutely, she has a good fastball, does Abby McQuay. She tossed a couple of innings in the first game of the season and picked up the win there, so now we're looking at the lineup, or this batting order.
Batting order here for the Anoka Tornadoes and head coach Tony Jasnowski. They just played their first game of the season on Tuesday, a win over Spring Lake Park. It was 15-3, 16 hits for the Tornadoes, 1-0 on the season for their young team. Leading off and at third base, Abby Dusterhoff. Batting second, the pitcher is Alexa Dusterhoff. Abby and Alexa, both juniors. Maddie Frecking will start at short, the freshman. Batting third, batting fourth, and behind the plate, Brooklyn Jones here for the Tornadoes. Batting fifth at first base, Avery Willette. Batting in the number 6 spot, and out in center field, it's Bree Teese. Batting seventh in left field, sophomore Haley Thurber. Batting eighth, second baseman junior Paige Schultz. And batting ninth for the visiting Anoka Tornadoes here today, sophomore right fielder Jaden Schockman. So Dusterhoff, Frecking, Jones, Willette, Teese, Thurber, Schultz, and Schockman. And again, the Anoka team very young. In their starting lineup on Tuesday in the batting order, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, 5 juniors, and a sophomore DH. So not a senior in their lineup in the game on Tuesday. And that's the case here in this one here today as they step up to the plate, Joe.
Yes, they will. And in fact, defensively, when they get to that point, they'll be trying to clean up that middle. The center, second base, shortstop, catcher, all new positions for Anoka defensively this season.
Abby McQuay ready for the first pitch of the game, and it is a strike just at the knees here to Abby Dusterhoff, and Frecking here for Anoka. Dusterhoff, a home run, 2 hits in 6 at-bats, and had 2 runs batted in the win over Spring Lake Park on Tuesday. Fought off, and that one is going to squirt down the line. Base hit, Abby Dusterhoff. That is third hit of the season. Did a nice job hitting there, Joe, hitting it the other way down the line.
Well, that was a very efficient pitch. In fact, rode it inside, came in on the hands, and you can't say she got the bat head on it, but she got the middle of the bat on it enough just to lift it over first base for the base hit.
Abby's sister Alexa now will bat. Had a home run last season, hit .304. Was 3 for 5 on Tuesday. First pitch from McQuay. Little nubber towards short. Johnson goes the short way out there. Relay not in time. And we have one down on the fielder's choice.
Good clean play at short. Many times you can see the shortstop get a little too jittery and lift that glove early. Not done there. Great play at short by Johnson, and Heppel there to try to flip the 2. Just a bit late on that exchange.
First 2 at bats. Tornadoes very aggressive. They've seen 3 pitches. They put the bat on 2 of them and put them both in play. Here's Frecking now. That's up and away from the senior Abby McQuay. Ball one.
I got to think for both of these teams, you're anxious just to play a game with sun and without any abnormal type of environment or elements.
57 degrees, our game time temp. The 1-0 hits sharply past Johnson at short and into left field. Mayos picks it up there. Base hit. Second hit of the inning for Anoka, first and second.
Well, she got her hands on top of that pitch. Able to send a good, sound, hard two-hopper through the infield. And as you mentioned, first and second here, just one out. Number 4 hitter steps in.
Maddie Frecking, who is over at first, batting third here. The freshman did not play last year. Of course, just an 8th grader, and now here this year is a freshman. 1 for 5, 2 RBIs against Spring Lake Park. We're going to have a runner over at second base here for the Tornadoes. So a courtesy runner over at first, and that'll be Kenzie Flickinger. So Flickinger over at second. As the lead runner, cleanup hitter Brooklyn Jones. Junior catcher, first pitch from McQuay, off speed, strike one.
Jones, just a sound hitter, complete player, great catcher. In fact, sounds like she'll be heading to the University of Minnesota to play
not too shabby.
No.
Playing in the Big Ten. She had 380 last year at 18 runs batted in, a couple home runs. Bounces this one up the middle for a base hit. Flickinger should score, and she does. Standing up, RBI base hit for Brooklyn Jones. Second run batted into the season. 1-0 Anoka.
Well, here's the thing you see from Anoka, and the way they're hitting that ball is they're not trying to do too much. Getting their hands out to that ball, and right now it's a matter of spotting as a pitcher, finding that spot. And that time that one was left up about belt high. And Jones, love that one. So
Good.
An RBI and a single for Jones.
Good start here for the Anoka Bats as Avery Willette bats. And she takes here, ball one. 1-0. Willette 1 for 5, 2 runs batted in against the Spring Lake Park Panthers. For Andover, this is their first home game of the season. They played 3 all on the road. 1-0. On the outside corner, evens the count at 1-1.
Good pitch by McQuay to come back. She hit the spot definitely there. And now 3 at bats. Is that what qualifies as a quality at bat? Because we've had one swing or one pitch and 2, I think, at the most.
First and second, 1-1 pitch. It's a bunt, and it's a good one. McQuay will have one play over to first in time. So we'll credit Willette with a sacrifice. That moves up Frecking and Jones. It'll be second and third now. 2 outs. And that'll leave it up here to Bree Teese, the sophomore center fielder. 3 for 4 and an RBI against Spring Lake Park.
There you go. It's always tough. It's tougher than it looks to field that bunt, come up with a good clean throw, because you're thinking in the back of your mind, a runner coming, or do I need to hurry up the throw, or the technique.
McQuay trying to get out of this here for Andover with minimal damage with just the 1 run in. She's got second and third here and starts Teese up with the ball up high. 1-0. Teese last year 8 runs batted in, hit .294. 3 hits on Tuesday. And the 1-0. Goes the other way, a looper, and just out of the reach of Heppel at second. 1 run is in. Here comes Jones, and it's 3-0 Anoka on a clutch 2-out hit by Bree Teese.
Nice pitch, but even a better swing. I mean, she placed it perfectly, just waited with 2 strikes on her and flicked it out to at the end of the barrel, out to right field, and 2 RBIs.
A 3-run, 4-hit inning here for the Tornadoes in the top half of the first. Haley Thurber, left fielder. Sophomore waits on the changeup, roller to second. Heppel over to first baseman Polzine. Thurber's retired, as are the Anoka Tornadoes here in the top of the first inning. Big inning, though. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and they end up leaving 1 on. We played 1/2 inning along with Joe Rulin. I'm Jim Erickson. 3-0 Anoka with Andover coming up.
Well, Andover last season, a record of 15-10 as they come to bat, and part of that season was a season-ending loss to Forest Lake in the section finals. In fact, they lost 2 on that day, and really extremely frustrating for the team for their performance on the season. But Forest Lake has some pretty impressive pitching, and it's still very young.
Let's take a look at the fielding. Who's out in the field here today as the Anoka Tornadoes are out in the field here in the bottom half of the first inning. Thurber, Teese, and Schockman in the outfielder. You see Abby Dusterhoft over at third. Frecking is at short. Schultz at second. Well, that's the first baseman. Brooklyn Jones behind the plate, and Alexa Dusterhoft will be in the circle on the rubber here today for the Anoka Tornadoes. And Alexa takes that circle, takes her spot with a nice little 3-0 cushion as we take a look at Connie Huberty's lineup for the Andover Huskies. 2-1 both in conference and overall. Freshman second baseman Lacey Heppel will lead it off. Batting second at third base is Morgan Kostecka, the sophomore. Senior pitcher Abby McQuay batting third. Batting fourth, the designated player, junior Abby Farber. Behind the plate and batting sixth, Natalie Ludi. She's a junior. Shortstop, sophomore Maya Johnson batting sixth. Paige Mayos out in the left. The senior batting seventh. Batting eighth is Amelia Vocati, junior center fielder. And batting ninth and rounding out the lineup here for Coach Huberty, sophomore right fielder Mallory Olson. So Heppel, Kostecka, McQuay, Farber, Ludi, Johnson, Mayos, Vocati, and Olson. Polzine is the flex player, not hitting, playing at first base here for Andover. 2-1 on the season, and they come up here, their first chance to bat on their home field, bottom half of the first, down 3-0.
Well, Heppel cannot get a 2-run home run, but she can get a 1-run home run, and she already has 2 homers this season. I know they're very excited about the talent and what she brings to this team as a freshman.
She was a freshman, of course, here, 8th grader last year, so she did not play. Fouls this one over our heads. 1 strike. Alexa Dusterhoft, a year ago, 5-6 on the season, 4.07 ERA, 55 innings pitched, 59 hits, 49 strikeouts, and 21 free passes in last year's season. This one turned on and hooking foul. It'll be no balls and 2 strikes. You brought up the Andover run last year in the playoffs. That was a real nice run for them. They beat St. Francis, Blaine, then they defeated Forest Lake. Forest Lake had to come back in the loser's bracket, and then Forest Lake beat Andover twice. So the Huskies were in the championship round needing just 1 win, but the Rangers won those last 2 games. The 0-2 hit well to right. In the gap, up and off the fence, a 1-hop. Heppel is to second. She'll round 2 and head to 3, and it's a leadoff triple for Lacey Heppel.
Well, I knew she could hit the ball. I didn't know how well. It's the first time I had a chance to see her. I know Coach Halverson is excited to have her on the team, and starts this game off with a triple and followed up by Kostecka here heading next.
You know, when you come to the plate in the bottom of the first inning, down 3-0, and then you start that inning with a triple, not a bad way to do it. Your dauber might be down a little bit there, but that'll get the ladies fired up. Now here's Morgan Kostecka, also a young player that did not play a year ago for the Huskies. Pulls it foul, way out in front of that, strike 1.
Taking a look at that wind, and
what
looked
wind?
like it was blowing. It was blowing a little bit out the left.
This is calm.
I can't. It is calm.
Joe, this is calm compared to the spring we've had here so far.
I was expecting papers of the
oh,
flying.
Ooh,
pulled the string. It did.
No balls and 2 strikes. Out in front. You don't have to be out in front by much. No balls and 2 strikes. Dusterhoff with the runner at third. Nobody out. Pulled down the line, hooking foul. Hit well by Kostecka, but foul, and it'll stay 0-2.
Oh, she snapped the bat head out in front of that one. She was second on the team in home runs last year with 6 was Kostecka. First was Campbell, Katie Campbell. She had 8.
And a swing and a miss, struck her out. Again, went with the change. And we have 1 out. Heppel still at third, and here's Abby McQuay.
Kind of went back to a little bit of that off speed. And the good pitchers here at high school can hit their spots, and she did just that.
So here's the number 3 hitter, senior pitcher Abby McQuay. Takes it low and in. Brooklyn Jones, the catcher for the Tornadoes, scoops it up. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 down, runner at third, bottom of the first inning, 3-0 Anoka.
McQuay comes in with a 4.03 average. That was last year.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, 4.03, 14 runs batted in last year. Mentioned Megan Kostecka last year, 3.33 with 14 runs batted in. You mentioned she had 6 home runs. Not a bad season. 25 games played. This one up the middle, past the bag at second, and Andover is on the board. Heppel scores It's an RBI base hit for Abby McQuay, 3-1.
McQuay helps her own cause there by staying with it and not giving up. We say hips before hands when you're making that swing to the ball, and that time an off-speed one, she kept that bat just a little farther back and was able to release it and punch it up the middle for the base hit.
Now the designated player, Abby Farber, hitting for the first baseman, Polzine. And that one inside, all the way back to the screen, and McQuay moves up on the wild pitch.
Last season, and I mentioned last season because I know getting updated on stats was something Andover had a system down or what have you, but last season they hit 310.
Check swing. It's going to be a foul ball, so she did make contact with it. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike here to Abby Farber.
"19 home runs for the Andover squad, but the majority of those left with the senior class last year."
1-1 outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, run in. Runner at second base here for the Huskies. Dusterhoff ready. Alexa's pitch on the ground towards short. Frecking plants, throws across out, and advancing will be the runner down to third. So a runner 60 feet away, but now 2 outs, and that'll leave it up to Natalie Ludi, the catcher for the Huskies.
McQuay was able to draw that throw. You just never know where those last-minute throws can come, as you sometimes compromise technique to get the throw over there quickly. But it was gloved and secured there by Anoka.
Ludi had 4 hits, 4 RBIs a year ago, and the first pitch low, 1-0.
As you mentioned, Forest Lake last year knocked off the #1 team, Stillwater, in the quarterfinals.
Popped up right side. Is there room for Willette towards the fence, and it's out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. If Ludi gets on, Maya Johnson on deck here for Andover. What a magical winter it was for Andover here. We're at Andover High School in their campus.
Absolutely. Well, Jim, you got a chance to call the boys' state championship on 45.
Yeah.
It was great to hear you
What a
and
game.
Lou.
What a game. Off the plate, foul ball.
And off her foot on top of it. But, yeah, it was. What an experience. Boys and the girls just put some impressive campaigns together.
Longtime observers have said that that is one of the best state tournament games they have seen, especially championship games. Here's the pitch. Fouled back right in front of us. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a lot of people bring up the 5 overtime game, Duluth East and Apple Valley back in the 90s. But again, that was in the semifinals, not in the championship. As far as championship games, that was about as good as it's been. Lou said it was maybe back to 69 the last time everyone's that good. Little fight, little down the line, foul. Ooh. Again, off the end of the bat, fighting it off a little bit down the right side, down the right field line. It just missed.
Missed it by inches.
Yeah, just missed the chalk, so it stays here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Ludi trying to get another one across here with Andover down 3-1.
Of course, for Anoka last season, not at all a season that they're used to having. 10-14.
1-2. Fouled back, staying alive is Ludi. Nice job. Yeah, 10-14, 6-7 in the Northwest Suburban Conference last year. I mean, what a race. Centennial 13-0, Elk River 12-1, Maple Grove was 11-2, and Rogers 10-3. The pitch, swing and a miss. Got her on that breaking ball, off speed, down low and away. And Ludi swings and misses, and that's all for Andover here in the bottom of the first. But they do strike for 1. They get 1 back, a run on 2 hits, and they leave 1 on. 1 full here in the sunshine in beautiful Andover. It's 3-1 Anoka on QCTV Sports.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do The stars visit their friends?
Look.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
A 4-hit top of the first inning for the Anoka Tornadoes. They put 3 on the board. They have a 3-1 lead as we move to the top of the second inning. The number 8 hitter, junior second baseman Paige Schultz to lead it off. And then Schockman, then top of the order, and Abby Dusterhoff facing Abby McQuay. McQuay's first offering is outside. 1 ball.
Well, it's amazing to me. I mean, pitching as a whole, I've tried this several times, just can't get the technique down.
Well, it's just amazing what they've done over the years.
Good.
And there's a strike at the letters, 1 ball and 1 strike. I followed girls fast pitch softball going all the way back to the 80s, and there were 2 pitches back then. It's basically your fastball and a changeup, maybe a slight drop, but that was basically the changeup. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2, but just the advancements. Part of that is the coaching, and the part of it is also the dedication of the pitchers to get stronger, to be able to grip the ball, manipulate the ball, and put side spin on it so they can get some side movement. You get sinkers and curves and screwballs, the whole deal now. That one's high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Paige Schultz. A 176 hitter last year, was 1 for 4, had 2 runs batted in the game Tuesday. The only game the Tornadoes have played yet this season.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind trying to put 2-3 games in on a day like this.
1-2 lined hard towards the gap and left. Mayos over, cuts it off. And Schultz with a well-hit single. 5th hit for Anoka. They had 16 hits in their win against Spring Lake Park, and they've kind of started right where they left off here today.
They've been impressive with 2 strikes, staying poised, and a couple of times in that first inning, some key hits with 2 outs, or excuse me, with 2 strikes.
I have a feeling we're going to have a high-scoring game here in this one. Anoka beat Spring Lake Park 15-3. Andover scored 7. They've scored 7 in each of their 3 games. Quick snap throw down to first, runner gets back. Andover's also beaten Spring Lake Park 7-5. They lost to Blaine 17-7, then defeated Elk River on Tuesday 7-4. So coming in, Andover's average exactly 7 runs per game.
My understanding that the weather for that Blaine game, the wind was unbelievable.
1-0 pitch fouled back, 1-1.
And that's spring. For this spring anyway, that's pretty much a norm.
You can blame La Nina, Joe. It's La Nina. We got a La Nina effect out in the Pacific, and that is creating windy and cold conditions here for the upper Midwest.
Well, not a good time to be a golf course owner here in Minneapolis.
There's a offer. Strike called, 1 and 2. You've got your Joe Knows feature. I need to have one when
I like that one.
Where I share weather information.
I think that's awesome.
Not just the forecast, not just the temperatures, but actually informational tidbits.
Oh, I think
that you might only be able to get from the National Weather Service or NOAA.
That's in depth. Need to know. Love it.
1-2 here to Schockman, the number 9 hitter, and she looks at that one high and away. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's 3-1 Anoka. Top of the order on deck with the runner Paige Schultz over at first.
Well, here's a key 2-strike at bat again for Anoka.
The McQuay pitch goes up and chases it, hacks it out in center field. Schockman, she swung at that one. That's the old Kirby Puckett kind of swing. That ball was up at her eyes, and she hacked it out to center field. The number 8 and number 9 hitters both with base hits here for Anoka. They've got their hitting shoes on here today, first and second, and we go to the top of the order.
Unfortunately for McQuay, she left that one up around the letters. Getting the hands inside the ball that time and popping it out to center field for the base hit. So 2 8 and 9 hitters on.
Abby Dusterhoff bats, takes a changeup. It's across from McQuay, 1 strike.
Took a lot off of that one. Almost looked like the Odiak pitch.
Or the Ephus pitch.
Yes, yes.
6 hits already here for Anoka. 1 strike to Dusterhoff. She had a single, was forced out at second back in the first. Here's the 1-strike pitch. High and away. Good job by Ludi keeping that one from going back to the screen on that high pitch, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, she was able to catch that tailing pitch, moving towards us, in fact.
One, and that one bounces past Ludi back to the screen. Runners will move up. Schultz to third, Schockman to second.
I think they're wondering if it hit her or not. It had a weird.
Our 2 umpires are going to talk. Coach Jesnowski, Andover saying it's a foul ball. Coach Jesnowski was wondering if she got hit by the pitch. Of course, if it's a foul ball, the runners would go back, but apparently it's not going to be called a foul ball.
Coach Halverson next to us here for Andover, contesting that a bit, where it's a hit to him.
Second and third, a 2-1 pitch. Anoka threatening to add to their lead here, and time is called.
It looked like he may have hit that butt end of that bat, but it just sure did change direction in a hurry.
I'm sitting 15 feet away, and I still didn't see it if it did. Here is the delivery, and that misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. I think this is the first 3-ball count either pitcher's had here so far. It's still early, but we've seen a lot of at-bats here. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. On the outside corner fills the count at 3-2.
Another 2-strike opportunity here as the 8 and 9 hitters are on. They flip the lineup.
Abby McQuay pitched 35 in the 3rd innings last year. Here's her 3-2 pitch down the line, caught by Polzine. Quick throw over to third, and getting back is Schultz, but good glove over at first by Polzine on a rocket off the bat of Dusterhoff. 1 down.
Have a glove save and a beauty, flashing the leather. #FTL. Polzine with a beautiful save.
Alexa Dusterhoff now will bat, doing the pitching here, reaching a fielder's choice. Ended up succumbing to a courtesy runner, Flickinger, and she would eventually score the first run of the game. First pitch looks bunt, does not offer, and it's outside. 1-0.
I don't know if it's a tip or not in terms of what they're seeing, but with those 2 strikes, one consistency you've seen from McQuay, unfortunately, is that 2-strike pitches ending up around those letters.
The 1-0, that one floats across. 1 ball, 1 strike. We mentioned earlier Alexa Dusterhoff, a nice little game against Spring Lake Park. 3 for 5, 3 hits and 5 trips.
This season, the Huskies hoping to bring in a little bit more experience.
Ooh, nice block by Ludi. Runners stay put on that pitch that bounced in front of the plate.
More
2-1.
experience from a pitching standpoint. They had all underclassmen last year. McQuay now the only senior this year, but they're hoping that 1 year of experience will certainly help this season.
Here's her pitch. Again, that bounces out in front. Ludi able to keep in front of her, and now back-to-back 3-ball counts. It's 3-1 to Alexa Dusterhoff with Maddie Frecking on deck.
Anoka looking to punch another one to the outfield.
3-1. There's a strike, and it's full.
Good poise wasn't what she was looking for. She went off speed. That certainly reflects a lot of positive, or a lot of confidence in that off-speed pitch that you have as a pitcher.
McQuay rocks, delivers, down the line, foul. Just a bit out in front was Alexa Dusterhoff, and hooked it foul. It stays 3-2.
Gear it up and set again. Let's see what you can do here with this 3-2 pitch. Runners at second and third. A single could really break this open early.
3 runs in the first for Anoka. They're threatening here. 3-2, liner, right field, base hit. That'll score 1. Also rounding third and putting on the brakes is Jaden Schockman. Schultz scores to make it a 4-1 ball game, and Alexa Dusterhoff with an RBI base hit for the Anoka Tornadoes.
That was a nice punch. A great approach at the at-bat. Pitch was right there. It wasn't high that time. Good location. She just punched it to right field.
Kenzie Flickinger once again will run over at first base. Courtesy runner for the pitcher, Alexa Dusterhoff.
Sometimes you can try to do too much with the pitch, and some may try to put it down the left field line. In that case, she probably either missed it or grounded it to third. She went with the pitch and punched it to right for the RBI.
Maddie Frecking, the freshman shortstop, base hit and a run scored last inning. Up high, ball one. So first and third here, Joe, you got to wait and see if maybe Anoka might have a play on. First and third, and a courtesy runner over at first, a base running specialist. Run in here for Anoka. They lead it 4-1. The 1-0 pitch is over at the knees. 1-1.
Frecking also good athlete, had a good season this year. Girls high school basketball. For Anoka.
A couple of runs batted in on Tuesday in their win. McQuay steps on the rubber, ready for a 1-1. Misses outside. There goes the runner. The throw is in time, and the runner at third stays put. So there was no double steal attempt there. Dusterhoff caught stealing. Now 2 down. That's a big out for Andover.
That's huge. Ludi with a dime. Put that toss right next to the bag. And a good slap tag as well at second there for Andover.
I want to say that pitch was a strike that she went on. I'm going to guess 1 and 2 here. To Frecking. We'll soon find out. Up and away.
It's also
3 balls and 1 strike. I was wrong.
It's Andover and Anoka. Spring weather day, because they're playing in baseball as well.
Yeah.
About 500 yards from here.
One of my drivers. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch, low and in, and now it's full. Or it was 3 and 2. Excuse me. It already was full. I was off on that one, and the sun is shining right on the scoreboard, so it's hard to see the count. That's a ball 4 to Maddie Frecking. She's on at first. Shockman still at third with 2 outs, and here's the cleanup hitter for the Tornadoes, Brooklyn Jones.
Well, tough to say. Her statistics speak for themselves. Last season, probably about a 385 hitter.
I have her down for 380. 18 runs batted in, couple of home runs. Strike called. She had an RBI base hit back in the first inning. Second RBI of the season, had 1 on Tuesday.
McQuay starts with an off-speed pitch, but you probably do not want to leave that off-speed pitch up around the letters again.
Another first and third situation here for the Tornadoes. It's 4-1. They lead it, and it just missed outside. 1-1.
Well, I did tell the umpires that we had the strike tracker being run in center field by our camera.
You know, they also offered for us to sing the national anthem, too. 1-1. Bouncer, slow roller. Johnson's going to have to hurry. She does over at first. And Jones is retired. And Anoka does add to their lead, though, here for the Tornadoes. They get a run on 3 hits, and they leave a couple on runners at first and third here left on for the Tornadoes at the top of the second inning. It's Anoka 4 and Andover 1.
Well, it could have easily been 2 runs right out of the gate. Polzine didn't make that nice glove save at first. That snapped it down, but considering they just gave up 1 run with runners at second and third and no outs is a victory. So it's 56 degrees. El Nino.
La Nina.
I was testing you. La
Yes.
Nina. Okay. I was thinking that might be my next album that I put out. But
Right.
look at the winds, 11 miles an hour. Nice. This is spectacular.
It really is. And we've been waiting for this for a while. The only bad news is it's not going to last. I hate to break it to you.
I just pity those golf course owners as well.
Yeah.
You get so many days in Minnesota.
As a golfer, I feel bad because I haven't been able to play as much, but you feel really bad for the people that they make their living doing that.
Yeah, it's all about Jim.
Yeah.
But I would say it's you don't get the days back. That's the frustrating thing in Minnesota, right?
No.
But it's good to get this day, get a game in. You're right, it does look like more cold and not too much cold. 75 and rain on Saturday, but hopefully they get it out of the system and starting next Wednesday maybe.
Well, we got
nothing but sun.
We have to get games in. You know, Anoka's going to play today, then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday. Kind of a light schedule. You know, the team's got a bunch of games in last year. A lot of those were in the playoffs. Both these teams played multiple games in the section playoffs. Anoka played 4, and Andover ended up playing, 5 games in the playoffs. 6, 7, and 8 here for the Huskies. Bottom of the second inning. It's Maya Johnson. And Alexa Dusterhoff starts her out strike 1.
Well, they'll leave those dates a little bit open, too. I know the ADs will, so they can reschedule.
Pretty much all conference for the most part. On the ground, the third. And Abby Dusterhoff throws out Maya Johnson, 1 out. Anoka looking at their schedule on the horizon. Their only non-conference game I see on their schedule is the regular season finale Friday, May 20th against St. Michael Albertville. And pretty much the same thing here for Andover. They do play Matamidi. It's a tournament at Sunshine Park coming up next weekend. And then they have St. Anthony on their schedule, also St. Francis towards the end of the season. Andover has more games on their schedule than Anoka has. As Paige Mayos, the batter, 1 strike to her. Nobody on, 1 out, swing and a miss.
Last year she had about 16 at bats. In left field today, their average of 375. 6 hits, a couple of walks, 6 RBIs.
Alexa Dusterhoff ready with a pitch. Another nice one. And Miles waves at it, 2 down.
Yeah, she has them off balance with that off speed. Really throws that thing on command. And she had a couple of strikeouts in that first inning, showcasing that change of pace pitch.
And the first pitch here to Amelia Vocati is low, ball 1. Yeah, 3rd strikeout of the game here for Dusterhoff. 2 in the first and now 1 here in the second. Vocati's first plate appearance here today. Misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, let's see if she'll get one dead red here, right down the middle. Fastball.
Vocati played 1 game last year for the Huskies, coming in here as a junior. And she does get it across, 2-1. Mallory Olson on deck. 2 down, 2-1 pitch to third. Gobbled up. Abby Dusterhoff over to first. And it's a nice 1-2-3 inning for Alexa Dusterhoff. Just what the doctor ordered for Anoka as she sets down 6, 7, and 8 here in order in the bottom of the second inning here at Andover. And it's versus Anoka, 4-1 Anoka. And it's Willette, Teese, and Thurber for the Tornadoes. High fly ball to right field. Olson going back towards the fence, and that's going to make its way to the fence. And Willette into second base with a stand-up double.
Well, that's a tough ball to track as you're in right field. Wind is kind of blowing a little bit from left field to center field, but it's also that sun you got to contend with. And it hit right into that zone, that radius, but well placed.
Willette gave it a ride and and gets a double out of it to lead off the third inning. Those hitting shoes are hot right now here for Anoka. Their 8th hit of the game. We've just started the third inning.
Well, I hear on eBay those hitting shoes are trending also.
They are, yeah.
You know, those are.
Is it the buy now or is it the bid?
Everyone's got to have it.
No reserve. 1 ball and no strikes here. Changeup, that's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike here from Abby McQuay.
Willett last year with a total of 7 hits.
Yeah, that's been the history with Tony Jesnoski here with Anoka. Always aggressive at the plate. 2-2 or 1-1, and it misses now 2-1.
I don't want to curse the QCTV truck, but there has not been a ball close to that truck yet today.
It gets hit a few times a season, right? 3 a season on average is what we're hearing. Who keeps those stats? That's an underpaid position.
I think they were marking the softballs and the balls hitting it, but I thought one of them was when Ryan had tripped and hit his head on
and
the
they counted that as a softball?
I think they did, yes.
I'd be offended.
It probably left the biggest mark on the truck, is my understanding, the whole year.
3-1 popped up right side in the vicinity of the QCT truck, and it'll hit a crossover. I parked somewhere in Ham Lake, just to be sure.
I noticed you took the Sherpa here, and it was a good deal.
That's probably a QCTV staff member that parked there. We've got a goose flying across, and again fought off to the right side, bouncing into the parking lot. Good battle here between McQuay and Teese, with Willett on at second base after that leadoff double.
Yeah, Teese. Last season, 21 games. About a 300 average, 295.
Payoff. Bounced foul. Wide of third. And it'll remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. I'm trying to find a cloud in the sky right now. I cannot.
Oh, great. There's the curse. It's all over now. And I'm just going to pack it up. Hey, let's see what we can come with a 2-strike pitch. She did try.
And got her.
Oh, my.
Teese down looking. Off-speed pitch. 1 down. First strike out of the game here for McQuay.
Pulled that string, came after it. Again, left that pitch a little bit up. But close enough to the strike zone.
And, you know, with the changeup, obviously it doesn't have the velocity. It drops a little bit, so it looks like the pitch is going to be high, so they take it for a ball, but then it drops into the strike zone. With 1 down, Willett still at second. Thurber, the batter. Squares, offers, and got a piece of it. Foul ball, 1 strike. Thurber grounded to second in the first inning. The 3-run first. 3 in the first and 1 here in the second for Anoka as they bat now here in the third inning. 1 strike to Thurber. Last year had 1 hit on the season as a freshman and had 2 RBIs. So a good RBI to hit ratio last season. As that misses, 1 ball, 1 strike. McQuay gets the sign. Ready with a 1-1. Low, 2-1.
You can hear Anoka coach yelling her numbers out, black 3 or it's a code, and indicating that versus the signs.
On the 2-1 pitch, bounce to first. Polzine will take it herself. 2 outs as Willett advances to third.
All right, Polzine makes that play, and let's see if they can get out of this inning without surrendering a run. That is Anoka after they gave up a double to the leadoff hitter here in the third.
Paige Schultz led off the second with a base hit. Eventually would score the 4th run of the game, and that's where they are at right now in a 4-1 lead. 2 down. Willett at third, representing the 5th run of the game here for Anoka. And that one bounces off the plate. Good stop by Ludi, ball 1.
Not a lot of walks today. If you see, as you mentioned, Anoka, a very aggressive team at the plate.
1-0 is a strike at the belt. 1-1.
Last year, in fact, Andover struggled with those walks. In fact, I had looked at the pitch count for stats, and I'll tell you here in a minute.
Here's that 1-1. Missed outside, 2-1.
But they had a team ERA, did Andover last year, 4.50. 115 strikeouts. But the pitch count, they had 1,600 pitches versus their opponents who had just 960.
Wow. Popped up right side. Is there room for Polzine? And there isn't.
Well, that'll give me time to finish the story.
Go ahead.
And so, so I actually talked to Coach Halverson and said, were those stats right? He goes, yep, those are right. Don't forget, we walked 78 last year.
It's a lot of free passes.
That's a lot of extra pitches. It's a lot of extra time for your fielders to stay out there and stay focused as well, but I haven't seen a lot of walks here today.
Count even 2-2, back to the screen. It'll stay 2-2 with 2 outs. McQuaid trying to get out of this inning here with that runner at third, trying to strand Willette and get out of an inning without Anoka scoring.
The key thing, though, is that pitcher around the plate, stay around the plate. Benefits the umpire.
2-2 lined into left field for a base hit. Clutch RBI hit here by Paige Schultz. Give her an RBI. Willette comes in to score. 5-1 Anoka.
She came with the off speed again. It was about knee high, not a bad location, but sitting there and waiting, the 2-strike mindset here for Anoka has been very successful.
3 in the first, 1 in the second, now 1 here in the third with 2 down. And the number 9 hitter, Jaden Schockman, singled back in the second inning. Pops it up in the infield. Polzine coming in, dives forward, loses her mask, but makes the catch. Polzine with an outstanding defensive play, and that ends the inning here for Anoka in the top of the third. They get a run on a hit, no errors, and 1 left on. Bottom of the third coming up, 2.5 here at Andover High School. And Anoka now has expanded that lead to 5-1, Joe.
They did. They pushed another run across, so they have scored a run in their first 3 innings, at least 1. But good job by the Huskies to contain it to just that 1 run. But meanwhile, they are going to be able to take a look. Here's the strikeout. See that good off-speed pitch. And you can see right there, it's not allowing them to get too secure in their spot, but good job. Those off-speed pitches really are, use those so much more effectively. Usually, you know, you feel a lot more confident. This is just an old high school pitcher, but throwing that fastball or whatever and taking something off the ball and trying to throw that changeup. You got to take about 1,000 of those pitches to get used to it and gain that confidence, and you can see she does here for Anoka with that off-speed pitch.
Huskies down here 5-1. First pitch swinging. Olsen popped up. Pitcher Alexa Dusterhoff calls everybody off. 1 out. That's now 6 in a row set down here by Alexa Dusterhoff after giving up the triple and then a single in the first inning. And it's been lights out since then as we go to the top of the Andover order with Lacey Heppel.
Yeah, that second inning.
Heppel, who tripled in the first and scored that run, takes high here, ball 1.
Flip the lineup here and get another look. Does Heppel.
And it's on the outside corner.
Yeah, well, the 1-2-3 last inning, I call that a Wisconsin inning. You get in, you get out. And I'll tell you, they are looking for their second consecutive one.
Could you say that for Iowa, too? And for hockey fans, you might say North Dakota.
Maybe North Dakota, right. Absolutely.
So I think I've heard that somewhere, but that just caught me as funny, Joe. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Heppel down swinging. 2
Brought
down.
the velo up high that time. Certainly not an off-speed pitch that time. Trying to see if she could get her to chase, and she did.
4th strikeout in the game for Alexa Dusterhoff, who has looked good. Very good. Now she is retired 7 in a row. That'll leave it up to Morgan Kostecka, and she pulls it foul. Way out in front, 1 strike here. Kostecka strikeout victim back in the first.
Kostecka Again, a pretty impressive season last year. Second on the team in home runs with 6 and an average of 60 at-bats, around 333.
Huskies trying to start a 2-out rally here. If they can get somebody on, they got the heart of the order coming up. Yeah, they got to figure out Alexa Dusterhoft here, fouled, and that got a piece of Brooklyn Jones, a catcher. She'll shake it off. No balls and 2 strikes.
She is definitely ITZ in the zone right now. The Anoka pitcher looking to close out her 3rd inning here. And a 5-1 lead remains here with Anoka.
0-2. Pulled foul. Out of play. It'll stay no balls and 2 strikes. After today, Anoka has Centennial on Monday. Monday's weather looks to be a challenge as of right now. And then the next game for Andover will be Champlain Park on Tuesday. 0-2 to Kostecka. Alexa Dusterhoft ready, delivers, misses outside. Tried to paint the corner there, Joe, and it just missed.
Good poise by Kostecka that time. Didn't bite on the pitch. That wasn't hers, so she'll get another look here.
Swung on and missed on the changeup. Kostecka goes down as Dusterhoff gets a good batter to wave at that changeup here, and it's another 3-up, 3-down inning here for Alexa Dusterhoff. She's retired 8 in a row as we go.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Don't fall for it. Hang up, ignore them. Report this criminal activity to oig.ssa.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer.
The 1-0 Anoka Tornadoes getting their 2nd game in of the season as they will bat in the top of the 4th inning. And it'll be the top of their order. Abby and Alexa Dusterhoff, followed by Maddie Frecking.
Meanwhile, pitching change here for Andover. Polzin, Kaylin Polzin, probably one of the hardest throwers on the team, is now steps up.
Was playing at first base. She is the flex player, so can move her around without having to worry about position in the batting order.
Polzin last season had a record of 3-0, 46 2/3 innings pitched, and an ERA of 4.35. Surrendered 3 home runs, 65 strikeouts, and 39 walks.
The
pretty good portfolio.
The line for Abby McQuay: 3 innings pitched, gave up 5 runs, 8 hits, struck out 1. So Polzin is your new pitcher here for the Andover Huskies. Will try and slow down this offensive attack for the Anoka Tornadoes, with Abby Dusterhoff to lead it off in the top of the 4th.
Well, you want to try to keep it to, right now, try to get rid of any deficit, but 4 runs are certainly where you want to keep it here. See if your offense can start popping at the bats and extending some of their at-bats, or
Farber's now playing at first. She was the designated player, so they put her in the field here for Andover in place of Polzin, who's now pitching. Second pitch also in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. (2-0). Polzin ready, delivers high. And she's fallen behind here. 3 balls and no strikes.
And I think McQuaid went to left field, unless you said that.
I haven't because I can't see her number. I forgot my binoculars. First spring game of the season. Binoculars are somewhere in the football pack as it's a 4-pitch walk. Dusterhoff is on at first base. First walk given up by either pitching staff in the game here today. And
That's
the
funny.
leadoff.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
It's funny because I said I don't think there's been a walk, has there?
Yeah, leadoff walk. Leadoff runner on for the 4th inning in a row for the Anoka Tornadoes. Alexa Dusterhoff now. Roller to short. Johnson tossed to second. They got the one, and they get the double play. Bit of a hesitation, a bit of a bobble there on the turn by Heppel, but they're able to get the 6-4-3, 2 down.
Oh, what a great exchange. A low pitch inducing the ground ball. A good flip. And a roll tide. Double play. They needed that. A good, hey, I always say momentum comes through defense. And making some great plays defensively. And let's see if this could ignite the Huskies offensively. But they'll need to get one more hitter, and that is Frecking.
Yeah, Maddie Frecking, the number 3 hitter, a single and a walk in the game here today. So she had walked. That was, there was one walk. Abby McQuay had one walk back in the 2nd inning. So that was the 2nd walk given up here in the game by both pitching staffs here, both here by Anoka, as Frecking takes a strike there. Nothing in 1. Check swing, went around. Could not hold on the high pitch, and it's 0-2.
That pitch climbed the ladder, started low, and with that velo, she couldn't stop that swing. Good breaking.
0-2. Foul back, reached out, got a piece of it to stay alive.
Gets the bat head out there, lives to play another pitch.
And that is McQuay out there in left field, I have confirmed. So she moves from pitcher and now is in left field, taking the spot there of Mayos.
Huskies looking for their first Wisconsin inning.
In and out.
Defensively.
High. Back to the screen, 1-2.
Gear it up, trying to find that spot. Polzine, as I mentioned, 3-0 last year, pitching, and impressive season. Had a lot of time in section innings and section play.
Pitch is low, 2-2. Baseball and softball here on the campus of Andover High School. They must have something going on over at the football field as well. I see the scoreboard on. Pitch is high.
Maybe looking at some lacrosse going today. I think teams galore are rescheduled.
Lacrosse season. Well, of course, the turf. This is the first year of the turf. I would imagine these spring sports teams have really loved that. 3-2, low, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, and the base runner here with 2 outs for Anoka, and their cleanup hitter, their Division I catcher, Brooklyn Jones.
You are correct, and she's played like it. Get on her way to the University of Minnesota to join that great French. That team has had plenty of success, even more so in recent years.
Jones today 1 for 2. RBI single back in the first. Big cut and a miss, 1 strike.
She was looking dead red fastball, and she got it. And
high heat.
Polzine was able to power it by her. Some extra velo.
Polzine in relief of Abby McQuay here, her first inning of work. 1 strike. Outside. 1-1.
When she can unleash it, she brings the velo. You gotta like the sauce, eh? So when she can bring some heat,
Velo
and hit that spot.
Velo does sound like spaghetti sauce you buy in the store. Popped up, right side. Heppel at second, drifting back, and it's out of her glove. Does she still have a play? No, everybody's safe. So advancing, Frecking going down to third, and Jones will go to second. It'll be an error, first charged error of the game.
And sometimes you can just tell by the footwork when the fielder's going out to take it. It's just not quite right. And plus, when they turn, they have the sun on that particular fly ball that you're looking right into.
You could tell she was fighting the sun. She also has the protective mask on, does she not? I think she does. and the sunglasses, but still that sun is a formidable opponent in that situation. A high pop fly, and Avery Willette here takes strike one. Big first pitch here from Polzine.
It is. Well, Jim, I know I'm not exactly eye candy, but you asked me as well if I was wearing a mask today.
I just assumed you were. I didn't ask. Second and third pitch high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And if Willette gets on, Bree Teese would bat. Critical situation here for Polzine. I don't want to fall behind any more than 5-1 here.
Yeah.
1-1 pitch, high and away, 2-1.
Huskies got that critical double play earlier this inning where they flipped it short to second. But now, with 2 outs, it started with a walk.
2-1, runners at second and third here with 2 down. Low. 3 balls, 1 strike to Willette. Teese on deck. It's 5-1 Anoka.
Yeah, Willette ripped one on a one-hopper to the right center field fence last time up.
Yeah, she has a sacrifice bunt and a double and a run scored. 3-1 pitch to her, fouled back, fills it up.
Looking at it now, full count. See if they can mix it up, but if you're going to bring that velo, you're going to have to keep it low. Excuse me, off speed, keep that thing low.
Payoff, high, ball 4, bases are loaded. Third walk of the inning here given up by Polzine. Willette at first, Jones at second, Frecking at third for Bree Teese. 1 for 2 today, 2-run single in the first inning. And she has an opportunity to really open this up here.
Yeah, bases are juiced for Anoka. Let's see what Polzine can start off with and get ahead in this count.
First pitch outside, 1-0. You used velo here today, Joe. I need you at some point in time use the other one, oppo.
Oh, oppo. Yeah.
We're shortening words here today. You must not get paid by the length of the word.
No, I don't.
Here's the 1-0, and it's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I thought I was. At one point, I was doing a filibuster during one of the,
right.
But Taylor later informed me that that wasn't necessary ever again.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded here with 2 down. Critical at bat for the Huskies and their pitcher, relief pitcher, Polzine. The top of the 4th. Polzine on the rubber. Here comes her 1-1. Missed.
Taylor says MTS, Joe. That's your playbook. MTS. Minimize the syllables.
2 balls and 1 strike.
There we go.
That's good. And you don't have to learn all those big words.
See, I just learned half the word.
2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed foul. Just got a piece of it off the glove of the catcher, Ludi. And that evens things up here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's 5-1 Anoka, but they're threatening for more here with 2 down and the bases full.
I'll tell you, they have done a great job. Anoka here hitting with 2 strikes.
High. Now 3-2. And the Huskies are in danger here of walking one in.
Anoka sent over some great stats, and one of them I was looking at was their stat that they keep is 2 strike hits.
Mm-hmm.
I love that stat.
3-2. Got her. Just below the letters, a huge strikeout from Polzine, and she leaves the bases loaded here. Gets a huge strikeout to end the top of the 4th inning for Anoka. No runs, no hits. They leave 3 on. As we move to the bottom of the 4th inning, it's still 5-1 Tornadoes. That was Polzine's first strikeout of the game. And it came at a good time. They had the double play, timely play out in the field, then the walks loaded them up, and then the key strikeout at the end. Second time that Teese had struck out looking in this game here today. So we move to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Andover Huskies
had to take a look at these umpire call. So look at this. Opens the door, pulls out the beverage on the punch out for this 3rd strike.
Always nice to have a little
open
flair.
The door, pull out the beverage, and shut the door. Nice technique by the umpire as well, but I'll tell you, A good pitch, way to come back and hold this deficit to just those 4 runs right now. But started out hot, first 2 hitters, turned the double play and then got into trouble. But she came back to rescue that inning, did Polzine.
Well, they did a nice job. They held Anoka off the board in the top half of the inning, but it doesn't really matter if you can't get anything going offensively, and Huskies haven't been able to do that against Alexa Dusterhoff. Alexa has retired now 8 in a row as we go to the bottom of the 4th. McQuay, Farber, and Ludi.
Number 3 hitter, McQuay.
Now playing in left field, hits one in that direction, and a little blooper out beyond the infielders. Frecking tracks it down. It's a base hit. That'll end the run of 8 in a row retired here, and McQuay with a leadoff hit.
Well, they've been sitting for that first pitch. They always look for any tails or tips that may come from the previous at-bats.
Farber now playing at first base. She grounded to short back in the first, steps in here. Alexa Dusterhoff has gone the distance. In on the handle, pulled towards third. The other Dusterhoff has it. Throw to second out there, and no play at first. Fielder's choice. Farber safe there. 1 down.
2 pitches, 2 hitters, 1 down for Anoka. For Andover. That brings up the number 5 hitter.
Ludi, a strikeout victim back in the first inning. One of 5 strikeouts here today for Alexa Dusterhoff. And the 1-0 pitch, or the first pitch, is now 1-0 as it misses up high. Ball 1. Now looking at the stats and the rosters, both of these teams have, it looks like, Joe, multiple pitchers that they're going to probably rely on here this season. Lifted in the air to center. Pretty well hit. Teese drifting back makes the catch. And we have 2 outs.
Teese able to track that. The wind is calmed. Not that it was as blustery as have been the last few weeks here of spring, but a lot less. She was able to track it, make that play. Okay, let's see what the Huskies can do to try to get a rally going here with 2 outs.
Batter Meyer Johnson with 2 down here, and Maya takes it low. Ball 1, 1-0. 2 games in, and the Tornadoes have used 2 different pitchers. Avery Willette was the pitcher of record and the winner against Spring Lake Park. Gave up 3 runs. Went the distance, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts. And here today it's been Alexa Dusterhoff. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to Maya Johnson, who grounded to third back in the second inning. She's 0 for 1. 2-0. Hits it the other way. There's your oppo, but and fighting the sun was Schachman, and it dropped in front of her. Rounding third is Farber. She will score standing up, and it's going to end up being a triple with good hustle there by Maya Johnson. She did not watch it, expecting it to be caught or assuming that it'd be caught. She ran all the way, ends up getting a triple. We'll give a triple on that because of the sun, and I don't know if it ever did touch the glove of Schachman out in right field. So that'll go as a triple for our official scoring, Joe, and it's a run for Andover, and it's 5-2.
There's another look. She got that bat head out. Did what you want to do here at this time here of the afternoon here in Andover. Hit it to that right field area because it is so tough to pick up coming off that bat. Great job, great hustle.
Paige Mayos, the outfielder, started in left. She's since moved. She a strikeout victim in the second and fouls the first 2 pitches away here. 2 strikes. Bocati would bat with 2 down here if they can continue. Andover with a run in and another one standing over at third. Maya Johnson. Dusterhoff, Danner pitch. On the inside corner. That's a 3-pitch strikeout. Miles going down looking. And that's all for the Andover rally here in the bottom of the 4th. Huskies do pick up a run on a couple of hits. The big hit, the triple lost in the sun in right field. And they leave a runner at third. 4 full, 4 complete here at Andover. And the Tornadoes have a 5-2 lead over the Huskies. You're watching QCTV Sports.
What is dementia? Is it the same as Alzheimer's? If someone has memory loss, does that mean they have dementia? Millions of Americans ask these questions every day. Hello, I'm Kevin Jameson, volunteer and president of the Dementia Society of America. Please request our free guide filled with facts about dementia and ways you can keep your brain as healthy as possible. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. You want to live your life to the fullest, and we can help.
Top of the fifth inning, bottom third of the order for the Anoka Tornadoes, leading at 5-2 here at Andover High School. Thurber, Schultz, and Schockman, the two batters. Polzine, the pitcher, and she delivers at the knees. Strike one.
Right, it doesn't seem like much with the one run that the Huskies got, but they got it with 2 outs, and they just needed to move that number, right?
Yeah.
They needed, sometimes that triggers some momentum, just to move the number.
Swing and a miss, 0-2, and if it's a big part of the momentum where it started was the top half of the inning, where Anoka was threatening to blow it open with bases loaded, and Polzine got the strikeout looking of Teese. 0-2, foul back, it stays, no balls, and 2 strikes.
And Anoka's had a couple of opportunities to really break this open. They haven't. We'll see if it comes back to haunt them.
Week from today will be at Target Field. Anoka playing Elk River baseball after the Twins game. Are you there, Joe?
I am there.
Okay. Should be fun. Pitch high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of course, Target Field is where they play the state championship games. All in a row, all on the same day. 1-2, misses.
I have
2-2.
had a few people ask me from Anoka over this Easter weekend, how is it that Anoka was able to get that game at Target Field?
And did you have an answer
I
for
don't
them?
yet.
Yes. Well, it's a group thing. It's a fundraiser thing that the Twins have. They've had that program for a lot of years. There's the 2-2 pitch, and Thurber is down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts going back to last inning for Polzine. 1 down for Paige Schultz. It's like a group ticket sales where they provide tickets, and then the high schools promote them, and they sell them at a discounted rate. And they get to sit all in one section, and then after the game, they get to play a high school game on the Target Field where the Twins just got done playing.
Well, I'm looking forward to calling that game.
They have done those at night before. I remember doing them at night at the Metrodome.
Yes, I remember it at the Metrodome, correct.
I used to do PA, like in the early 90s. The high schools would ask me from around the radio stations where I used to work, and they'd ask me to come do PA, and we'd go watch the Twins game, and then, about 10:30, we'd get the first pitch of the high school game, which is a lot of fun. No balls, 2 strikes. Throwing strikes here this inning is Polzine.
Yeah, she snapped that last fastball off and kept it low on top of it.
Here's the Schultz swing and a miss. That's a 3-pitch strikeout. Joe, we call that good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
That's right.
Schultz down swinging. That's 3 strikeouts in a row, and Polzine has really found herself. She has found something here after those walks and then that strikeout to end the last inning. 2 down, nobody on here.
Yeah, she's kind of found that cadence.
Schockman.
Oh, beautiful pitch.
Yeah, nice changeup to start, and Schockman frozen.
She had a chance to go to the dugout, grab a drink of Gatorade, and get back to the box.
1 strike.
That was a tremendously thrown off-speed pitch.
I think Anoka's a Powerade school. 1 strike, popped up right side. Look out, QCTV truck.
Oh, no, just to the side.
Darn. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Polzine has really elevated her pitching since the first, last inning when she first came in. You can see her, she's starting to hit that groove.
And she's swinging a miss. I was just going to say she's working ahead, and she blows Schockman away. And that's a mow-em-down inning.
That's a Wisconsin inning.
3 strikeouts, 3 up, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 5th inning. What an inning there for the pitcher, Polzine, for Andover.
I'll tell you, that fastball now is extremely lively. That off-speed pitch that she started that at bat with was phenomenal. I mean, she pulled the string literally and kept it knee high the whole time. So 3 up, you get in, you get out, and now you get a chance to hit.
She has struck out 4 in a row going back to the 4th inning as we now move to the bottom of the 5th. And a little bit of momentum here maybe for the Andover Huskies. They scored the run in the 4th. Then they get the strikeout, mow 'em down inning in the top of the 5th. They'll have their 8, 9, and top of the order due up with Vocati, Olson, and Heppel.
Well, as I mentioned, Polzine led the pitching staff last year with strikeouts, and she had 65. And she's quickly picked up 4 here to add to the total for the season. But I'll tell you, when you get a quick inning like that, you do. You get the team juiced. Everyone comes in springing on that step. Right around the plate. And the last strikeout here, or for the Huskies in that inning, I was going to say, was really framed well by Jones, the catcher for Anoka.
Emily Vocati, the center fielder here for the Huskies. Strike 1. Alexa Dusterhoft starting her 5th inning of work here in the bottom of the 5th.
Both these pitchers really dialing it in now.
1 strike. Vocati 0 for 1. Grounded to third in the 2nd inning and looks at a changeup there. She was praying that it was going to be a ball. You just see it in her face. And it was 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Olson and then Heppel here on the ground. 1 hop, speared by Frecking it short. Long throw, and it's wide of first. Willette will go back. Good back up there by the catcher, Jones. That's what good catchers do. She was down there to back it up, so no advancement. It's going to end up being an error, and Vocati's on at first.
Well, I'm afraid if I was a catcher, I'd probably be a spectator. After that ball got out from in front of me, it was excellent hustle by Jones, really. But I love the 1 hop. She hit that ball square, got that 1 hop. Frankie made a nice play at short. Her footwork was there, but the throw just off the mark.
Mallory Olson, little nubber off the end of the bat. They'll have 1 play that's over at first. Nice coverage there. Another good fundamental defensive play with Willette making the play. Second baseman Schultz is over to cover. That moves Vocati over to second, and we have 1 out.
And that ball had some unusual spin to it, Jim.
Well, it was one of those numbers right off the end of the bat.
It did, and she made a clean play to Willette at first, and a good coverage at first as well.
Runner at second, top of the order, Lacey Heppel. Pulls that one into left field for a base hit. Let's see if they send Vocati. Nope, quickly up with it in left field is Thurber. And something cooking, though, here for Andover. An error and now a single, first and third with 1 out, and their number 2 hitter, Morgan Kostecka, due up.
They're set here. She certainly do.
Struck out in her last at bat back in the 3rd inning. 6 strikeouts in the game here for Alexa Dusterhoft.
We'll see if they want to send Heppel at first.
Hit high in the air down the left field line. Thurber in foul territory. Drifting, makes the catch. Vocati tags at third and will score. So a run in. That run will be unearned. Sacrifice fly for Kostecka. Give her an RBI and a run batted in. And now it's a 2-run game, 5-3.
Hey, and you know, Vocati, bottom of that order, starts that rally off here in this 5th inning, and Huskies keep chipping away at that deficit. Again, Anoka's had a couple of ideal opportunities.
Another pop-up, this one in the infield. Second baseman off her glove. Schultz, runner coming in, and she scores. It's a 1-run game. It's 5-4. 2 errors in this inning here for Anoka.
Well, you can feel it just kind of shifting. It's right now a good idea here by Jones to go out, collaborate, get the team and infield together just to calm them a bit. But the Huskies has been chipping away, and Anoka's had a couple of situations with runners at second and third. 1 inning there were no outs, and they were able to just get the 1 across. But some other innings they were trying to extend that lead, unable to do so, and now the Huskies pouncing on this opportunity here with 2 outs. And the error by Anoka, and now just a 1 goal deficit for Andover.
And they'll bring up their cleanup hitter, Abby Farber, who's now playing at first base after starting as the designated player. 2 errors in this inning, and the first one was an error. Even though Frecking did a nice job in that hard hit one hopper, if the throw was on the mark, she would have been out. So we had to count that as an error. So a couple of errors and a base hit. Tying runner now on base here for Andover with McQuay over at first. And Farber looks at ball 1, 1-0. Farber 0 for 2, popped up. That'll make the seats.
These
1
two
ball,
teams,
1 strike.
Yep, these two teams met just once last year. Huskies with the win.
12-8.
Correct.
Almost exactly a year ago, because that was April 22nd. And today here's the 21st. 1-1 pitch fouled at the plate.
Good job. Way to keep that bat head back just to keep that at bat alive.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Andover batting in the bottom of the 5th. They've cut it to a 1-run game after being down 5-1.
Farber
scored 3 unanswered. Pitch is high. 2-2.
Got it. Farber was looking to maybe get another look at an extra pitch just by fouling that one off. The more pitches you can see as this game is getting late here in the 5th, the bottom of the 5th, so they've had a few looks at the Anoka pitcher.
2-2. Now 3-2.
I don't know how you don't swing at that one.
Great eye.
Good poise as well, yes. Great job by Farber. Gets another pitch.
In the air. Foul. And it falls.
Lives to play another pitch.
2 outs in the inning. 2 runs in. And Farber trying to extend the inning here with Natalie Ludy in the on-deck circle.
Wondered if she tried to speed up the bat on that last pitch and see if maybe she'll pull the string on this one.
3-2. Goes fastball just below the knees, having to protect the plate. And Farber does a nice job getting contact on it.
It's a great at-bat by Farber. 7 pitches she has seen.
Oh, I like that echo sound of your Diet Pepsi bottle there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Speaking of the sponsor.
3-2 on the ground. Slow roller. Tough play for Dustin Huff that she throws it over in time. Abby Dusterhoff with a nice play. Knew she had to hurry. And that's all for Andover in the bottom of the
Where's your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened? Please get my mom and dad. Oh my God!
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Okay. But right now, Polzine is trending on the mound for the Huskies.
Kalen has struck out 4 in a row, entering here the top of the 6th inning. Abby Dusterhoff has walked, lined out, and singled. So she's done just about all you can as far as variety up at the plate here for the Tornadoes, leading off this 6th inning. Singled in the first, lined out in the second, and then grounded into that double play back in the 4th.
Good zip and good placement on that last fastball by Polzin.
1 ball and 1 strike. Low. Two balls and 1 strike with Alexa Dusterhoff and then Maddie Frecking here due up for the Tornadoes. All of a sudden they find themselves up by just 1. And that misses. 3-1.
Well, you know, 2 things. You can feel that wind changing directions, no pun intended, with momentum, but now it's also coming from in from left field.
And it's colder. I can feel it.
I can feel it parting my hair.
It's getting later as it's a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. As soon as that wind kicked up again, I noted, man, that feels a little chillier.
Yep, blowing in straight now from left field.
As tomorrow is expected to be a colder day. Change in the weather. Payoff. High. That's ball 4. And that'll put Abby Dusterhoff here at first. Polzin, for her, it's kind of been feast or famine here because she struck out 4 and now she's walked 4. A live look in here. Always 7-2 Armstrong leading Coon Rapids, as you see there in the picture-in-picture. CTN providing us with that coverage here today. It's got to be Joe and Howie, right? 1 strike here to Alexa Dusterhoff. Polzin leans back, the 1 strike pitch. Missed a little high, 1-1.
Just missed. Now let's see, we're trying to maybe induce another ground ball here. Will Polzin.
The runner at first, inside out swing, lines it to the right field. Olsen there to make the play. That keeps Dusterhoff at second. That's Abby and Alexa with a base hit.
That was a nice hit. Bat head out. That pitch was low, just below the knee. And she just promptly placed that thing in the right field. Just a sharp hit and good bat head speed.
Kenzie Flickinger once again, the courtesy runner over at first. As we have the number 3 hitter, Maddie Frecking. Single, walk. She's walked twice here today, 1 for 1 officially. Anoka up by 1, but now a runner in scoring position at second. First and second, nobody out. Polzin's pitch is a fastball strike.
Let's see what she does to try to mix it up here against Frecking, who she can take it to the gap here. Good, strong hitter.
1 strike pitch, got her to swing and miss. 0-2.
I like that. Good fastball with some smoke up top. Walks the ladder. Let's see if she tries to walk the ladder a little bit more here on this pitch.
Brooklyn Jones in the on-deck circle for Anoka. 0-2 pitch from Polzin on the ground to second. Gobbled up by Heppel to second for 1, to first, not in time. So they'll get the runner there. And they get the runner at second. Down to third is Abby Dusterhoff. It'll be first and third with 1 out.
Sharply hit ball to second. Heppel. Good footwork to get over the cover. Good lob, but just not in time on that throw to first for the double up.
Fielder's choice gets Frecking on at first. First and third now, 1 out. And as mentioned, Brooklyn Jones.
Here in the 6th inning, a chance here for Anoka.
Jones singled and scored a run back in the first inning. 1 for 2 today, reached in an error her last at bat. In the 4th, here we are batting in the 6th. In the dirt, knocked down, block, ball 1, 1-0.
Blocked by the face mask. It was great. I mean, you can't tell, but technique-wise, if she had her head tilted the other way, it could have easily deflected away in another direction, but squared up on it.
1-0. On the outside corner, 1-1.
Jones has kind of an interesting stance as I'm looking here. It's just a little bit open with that left foot. Not quite like Andres Galarraga at one point, but still has it open front of the plate.
Down low, 2-1. What was Andres Galarraga? What was his nickname? Didn't he
The
have
Big Cat.
The Big Cat, that's right.
El Gato. I was
El
living
Gato
in Colorado.
Grande. If
Yes.
it's Big Cat, it's El
Yes,
Gato
yeah,
Grande.
you're right, it was. I was living in Colorado in Denver, but this season they started their franchise.
2-1 to Jones. High and away. Did you go watch a game at
Mile High Stadium?
where
Yes.
where the left field bleachers, the whole thing moved in and out?
Yeah, but it was still 290 to left field in Colorado, but then it was like 435 to center field.
3-1 pitch, swing,
nice
and a miss.
pitch.
Got her to Chase, and it's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jones with 1 out. Critical at bats here for Polzine.
This is.
Her team has done a good job getting back in this game, Joe, and she wants to keep it at a one-run game.
She's facing an outstanding hitter.
3-2 pitch, high, off the glove of Ludi, back to the screen. It goes off the screen, played well by Ludi, and that keeps the runner from scoring, and the runner at second had to hustle back.
That time, hey, you see technique, and maybe she tried to overthrow that one. Did Polzine. She lifted it up, but she knew Jones was there and a good hitter.
Of course, the base is now loaded. That was ball 4. And they almost scored that run from third on the wild pitch. But bases are loaded again for the second time in the last 3 innings for the Anoka Tornadoes. Avery Willette will bat. Doubled back in the third, a sacrifice and a walk. 1 for 1 today. Bases loaded. Watches it go high and outside. 1-0.
One of those elements and emotions you have to control as a pitcher is adrenaline. She would love to get the strikeout, but even more so, induce a ground ball here.
There's a strike right down the heart. 1-1.
Willette loves to hit to that right side. A right center double.
That's where her double was, yep, back in the third inning. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good velocity there from Polzine.
You like it at velo, that sauce?
Yes.
You like it a sauce.
Velo, yeah. You like it a velo?
She brought some hot sauce there, and I'll tell you, Willette was waiting for it. Still couldn't catch up with it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down. Popped up right side. This might stay in play. Farber over, now it'll drift, and it's out of play. It'll stay 1 ball and 2 strikes as we have Anoka batting in this top of the 6th inning. Anoka scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Polzine came in and was able to keep them off the board. I mean, it was a little hairy there with the bases loaded in the 4th. Then she came out in the 5th inning and struck out the side 1-2-3, and now bases loaded with 1 out here.
Fastball or a changeup here? Because she's been behind on that fastball. If you speed up the swing here, maybe something off speed but low.
1-2 pitch. He goes high.
She did.
2-2. When she's had control of the fastball and she keeps it low at the knees, Anoka's had a hard time. Either they're taking it for strikes or they've been swinging and missing.
This is a critical at bat.
2-2. Low. Now full.
Looked like she tried to take a little something off that one. There we say, hey, on those changeups, finish low.
Payoff high. That'll force a run in on the free pass. Willette to first, Jones to second, Frecking goes to third, and Abby Dusterhoff comes in to score. And it's 6-4 Anoka.
There you can see. Hey, another quality at bat there for Anoka, especially Willette. So here we go.
6th walk given up here by Polzine. And the batter is Teese. Strike 1. Teese has struck out twice, also singled, knocked in a couple of runs back in that 3-run first.
Yep. Teese tried to start a rally last time up, I believe, with 2 outs.
Misses 1-1.
Outfield playing pretty much straight away. Keep in mind, anything hit to right is tough for that fielder in right field to pick up with that sun looking right in.
1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2. Yeah, she's shielding her eyes just to see into the infield, not to see the ball up in the air, but just to see what's going on in front of her. That's Olson out there in right field for the Andover Huskies.
You really got to get low to try to track that ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul back, just got a piece of it. Tease fouls it back, and it's still 1-2. Haley Thurber awaits on deck. Andover love to turn another one of those double plays like they did back in the 4th here to end the inning. Or a strikeout would do too. Instead, this one's lined, hit well to center. Volcati back all the way to the fence. It's over the fence. It's a home run, and it's a grand slam for Bree Teese as she drives it over the center field fence, and that opens up a 5-run lead here for Anoka.
Well, I don't think that ball got any higher than our camera.
That was a frozen rope, and I misspoke. It's a 6-run lead now, 10-4 in favor of the Tornadoes. What a big hit by the sophomore center fielder, Teese.
Well, that's what you call squaring up on a ball, because she got a good look, kept that chin down, hands coming through, and just hit it on the screws. That thing was out of here in a hurry, and it just kept carrying. I really don't think I got any higher than the camera in center field with our van out there. It just...
That was smoked. 5 runs in this inning, and Anoka has their big lead back, plus a couple.
Wow.
10-4.
Explosive, and again with 2 strikes.
Still 1 out, Thurber. Skips over the plate. Ball 1. Thurber struck out her last at bat in the 5th inning.
Now you just want to get that mindset back as a pitcher. It's tough to see that fly over the fence and clear the bases with that one swing, but mindset, you got to forget about it.
That was also the 10th hit of the game for Anoka. Double-digit hits in each of their first 2 games. Fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schultz on deck. One pitch. This hit to second, and Heppel in the air grabs it, 2 down.
She secures it with those sunglasses as well, looking into that sun, and we need to have the Huskies get back on the bench and see if they can get an offensive rally going here.
Paige Schultz, a single RBI base hit back in the 3rd, and then a strikeout in the 5th. And it's a strike 1 here to Schultz. I'm going to update the hit total because Schultz had one back in the 3rd that I didn't total up in the team total, so 11 hits here for the Tornadoes. The 1-strike pitch to her. Misses away, 1-1.
Boy, you know, every one of these hitters for Anoka just find a way to stay active and in this at-bat, each one of the at-bats.
High pitch, and she chased, 1-2.
But sometimes you see a hitter get up there and they get the 2 strikes. And you could just kind of tell by the body language. But right now, Anoka with 2 strikes, it feels like, hey, that at-bat is just beginning.
In the dirt, 2-2.
Kind of like Arez with the Twins.
Oh, yeah. Two balls, 2 strikes. High, 3-2.
A lot of pitches.
And that can take its toll. Even, you know, pitching underhand, it's well documented, is different than overhand in baseball. But still, fatigue can set in. Haven't played a lot of games. Pitches high, ball 4.
Polzine certainly has that walk 6.
That is her 7th walk given up, yeah. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, yeah.
There it is. Pinch hitter coming in for Anoka. You'll see number 8.
Actually, she's hitting for number 8,
She
hitting
is
for
hitting.
Schachman. Number 16, it's Francois, freshman. Georgia Francois. And we'll take low, 1-0.
Looked like she had a pretty good outing in her game against Spring Lake Park as Francois went 2 for 4.
Yeah. 1 ball count to her. Here's the pitch. She goes the other way, down the line, in there for a hit. Olson plays it. Lead runner ends up at third. First and third, so Francois comes in as a pinch hitter. Gets herself a base hit.
That's a clean swing she came up there with. Wow.
Third hit of the inning. Here in what is a 5-run inning up to this point for Anoka. They batted around as we go to the top of the order.
Very clean swing. I mean, very efficient in terms of very little movement, but bam. Got the bat head out there and sent it to right field. So, first and third, 2 outs.
And the top of the order with the junior third baseman, Abby Dusterhoft. That home run by T, second home run of the season for the Tornadoes as a team. Abby has the other one. And it takes high. Ball 1.
10-4 lead here.
Scoreboard says 9-4 though, so I don't know. Was there?
There was a walk-in. They missed the.
They missed the walk. Okay, yeah, they missed the force.
Bases were loaded, and there was a walk, and then.
I saw that, and all of a sudden I've been counting all my filled-in dots here, making sure that we're right. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1, high, all the way back to the screen, right on the fly, played by Ludi. Runner still moves up, though, wild pitch.
Boy, you could tell the momentum was changing. Andover got that deficit, which was at one time 5-1, back to just a 1-run deficit as they took the field here in the 6th.
Second and third, strike. 1-2. 2 outs here in the 6th. Polzine just 1 out from getting out of this here. In fact, 1 strike away from getting out of it here against Abby Dusterhoft. 1-2 pitch, misses low. And evens it up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Check that, 3-2, full count. Polzine looks over to the dugout. Gets the sign, delivers 3-2, misses. Fills the bases.
They are juiced again this inning.
Dusterhoft over at first. Francois at second. Schultz is at third. Here for Anoka with Alexa Dusterhoft due up here, and time is called. It's like Coach Connie Huberty here is going to gather the infielders in the circle.
Trying to get them set, focused, and meanwhile, as you look at the conference here, Northwest Suburban Conference, talking to some coaches, they feel like Maple Grove is probably one of the favorites in the conference this year.
Well, last year they finished second place in amongst the top teams in Northwest Suburban. Actually, they were third, just 2 games.
For a last year in the final ranking of the season before the state tournament. Centennial, another team. I mean, it's up and down. Anoka will be another one. So it's ready to rock and get some things into action. I know what Andover here trying to get themselves out here, stepping in and towing the rubber now.
Heppel.
Heppel
moves from second to the pitcher's circle. Farber is now playing at second base. We have a new first baseman here as well for Andover, so they've juggled things up on the infield. Bases loaded here for Anoka. They lead 10-4, so if Anoka's thinking 10-run rule here, they've got the 10-run rule player right now at the plate. Again, 2 outs. Heppel delivers, hits it the other way. This one is going to get past the fielder. This could at least score 2.
That'll score 3.
Yeah, it's going to score 3. I said at least 2 there, Joe.
I'm sorry about that. I was watching.
So I didn't say it was going to score only 2. I said at least 2, which was very accurate. So Alexa Dusterhoft hits one down the line between the fielder and to the fence, and 3 runs in here for Anoka, and it's 13-4.
I just like the swings Anoka's putting on that ball. When you're watching them go to right field, and they just hit it right on the screws. Just a good technique, and just, boy, the way they extend and they keep their hands high.
It's a 2-run double by Alexa Dusterhoft. 3-run double, excuse me. I'm still on 2. 3-run double. 4 RBIs for Alexa Dusterhoft here today as Maddie Frecking will step in. Frecking with 2 walks, a fielder's choice, a single, a couple of runs scored. And the runner at second base, Alexa Dusterhoft. A long inning here. 11th, now 13th, Anoka Tornado to come to the plate. Pitch is high. 3 balls and no strikes.
Well, gear it up here, and I'll tell you, Frecking.
Heppel to Frecking at the knees. Taking all the way there on 3-0. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Frecking, a good fundamental hitter. She's not afraid to take the walk for the team. And
3-1, 3-2, back-to-back strikes here for Heppel. And it fills the count at 3-2. On deck is Brooklyn Jones.
Looks to the bench for the signal there. So
payoff. Fouled. Frecking got a piece of it to just stay alive. Heppel, the third pitcher here today for Andover. Abby McQuay pitched the first 3. Gave up 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 strikeout, a walk, and then Polzine came in 2 2/3. Book now closed on her. This is the second batter that Heppel has faced. Gave up the double, and now a 3-2 pitch here to Frecking, and fouled it away.
Again, great 2-strike mentality for these Anoka hitters. They just managed to produce, and not just put the ball in play, but hit it solidly.
All 8 runs here in this inning as of right now, credited to Polzine, and it's outside. Ball 4. Frecking at first. Alexa Dusterhoft remains at second, and the cleanup hitter, Brooklyn Jones. Boy, what just an up and down game here. Anoka
really
had
was.
the early lead 5-1, then Andover fought their way back to 5-4, and now 8 unanswered here for Anoka in the top of the 6th inning, and it's a strike here from Heppel to Brooklyn Jones.
That pitch had a little get up and go on it, Jim, and I'll
the,
tell you, that was probably the hardest fastball we've seen from Heppel.
You could hear the pop in the glove of the catcher, Ludi. 1 strike. Jones an RBI here today with a base hit. And the 1-strike delivery. Strike called. 0-2.
She's up for the challenge. Versus this D1 softball player.
Flickinger running over at second, by the way, for Alexa Dusterhoft, who came up with that 3-run double. That line drive in between the fielder and the line in right. The 0-2, bouncer out in front, 1-2.
Almost like a little knuckler there. You could see the seams.
Yep, that's one that you see him throw every now and then. Sometimes they use the knuckler. It's more of they use that as their changeup or even a knuckle curve, Joe. 1-2 pitch outside, 2-2.
Well, you can watch a hitter just by also how they track the ball, and you can see Jones tracks every pitch so well.
2 balls, 2 strikes, still 2 outs here. Delivered and lined in the left field. Flickinger will round third. Here comes the throw. It's a little bit up the line. And Flickinger scores. It's 14-4 Anoka. RBI hit here for Jones. Frecking ends up at second.
I still have 14.
I don't know. I just think they have to look at the book. I have 14 as well.
I'm surprised.
Because 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. And now that's the 9th run here in this 6th inning. And Avery Willette will bat. And she does, and she takes strike 1. th batter here, 14th Tornado to step to the plate in this big 6th inning. 9 runs in, 1 strike to Willette is high and away.
Well,
1 ball, 1 strike.
Not hitting.
Scoreboard says 13-4. I've got 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 in this inning. There's a fly ball to center. This is a little looper, and that's going to land in front of Ocati. That is going to score Frecking. And this long inning continues. A little bloop base hit, RBI base hit for Avery Willette. And now the scoreboard says 14-4. I have 15-4. Not that I've never been wrong before, but I'm pretty confident. But the longer they don't change it, the less confidence I have, Joe, in my score. My score
I think
sheet.
they're going to give the Huskies an at-bat.
Bree Teese. And she takes ball 1. So RBIs this inning. Jones with an RBI hit. Willette with an RBI hit. 3-run double by Alexa Dusterhoft. And, of course, the big one was the grand slam by this lady right here, Bree Teese. And she swings and misses. 1-1.
That seems like a while ago.
Yeah, it does. Seems like last spring.
So the ruling is Andover will need to they'll get their at-bat in the bottom of the inning.
Yes, it's officially a 10-run game, but they'll get a chance to get it at least inside of 10 and extend it to 7th inning. There's the change. Runner goes, tossed down there. It's on the outside part of the bag, and it'll go as a stolen base.
Tough throw for the catcher as she was trying to get her balance, yet get around that hitter to make that throw.
2 balls and 1 strike to Bree Teese. 6 RBIs in the game today.
And she has a chance to add to that this inning.
2-1 pitch, high and away.
I'll tell you, it just goes to show you how everything is so shift on, hey, keeping it around the plate, hitting your spots, because those walks
will haunt.
They've gone. I was just trying to think of another word beyond haunt, because they've horrified the Huskies today.
Called strike, 3-2. Yeah, there's one thing to be haunted. There's another thing, to be buried in the cemetery, and you give up a lot of walks, and that's what's going to end up happening. End up in the crypt.
And they've set the table, especially for this grand slam the last time up for Teese.
Full count now, 3-2, 2 outs. On the outside corner, called strike 3. So the inning ends. They send 15 to the plate. Teese goes down looking for the final out, but a big inning here for Anoka. We have them for 9 runs, 6 hits, and they do leave a couple on here in the top of the 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th here. We played 5 1/2, and Did we find out what the score was? Are they going to check here? Just double check. We had.
Yep,
I've got 15-4. Scoreboard is 14-4, and they're looking right now. They'll look at the look at the scorebook, and I think that's what Tony Jasnowski might be doing here as well.
So 15-4.
Are you listening to the umpires right now saying that it is 15-4? Regardless, it's still a 10-run game right now as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning for the Andover Huskies. I don't know, we're the only ones saying that it's, well, now it does say 15-4 up there. So, Joel, let's pat each other on the back. Right now, I'll pat you on the back, pat me on the back, would you please?
Persistence.
Pat, okay, there we go. We were right.
Yes. See that? Stuck the landing and kept picking that
Eddie
scab.
the Eagle.
Yeah, we got it.
Or the agony of the feet guy.
Oh, yes.
So here come the Andover Huskies. Boy, tough inning, last half inning for them. They got to forget about that and try and chip away here. Score enough here at least to get to another inning, and the leadoff batter is Ludi, the catcher, lifted in the air, and that's going to land in for a hit. Shockman with a diving attempt out there. And Ludi is on with a blooping base hit to right field. Leadoff hit here for the Huskies.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to think what we should call right field with that sun obstructing the views.
We'll call it Mercury because it's about as bright out there as if you were on Mercury right now. Foul back, the batter Maya Johnson. 1 strike. Johnson a ground out and a triple. Knocked in a run back in the 4th inning.
Yeah, that was that shot to right field.
This is a shot towards that direction, high in the air. Center fielder Teese makes the catch, 1 out.
She was able to get those eyes and her body positioned so she wasn't looking directly right into Mercury and made that catch. So that's, outs are such a key thing. People sometimes underestimate, hey, what do we need to do? Just get an out. You call them the house. Even when it's a 15-4 lead, you still want to get that first out when a team starts getting on it and getting confidence going. You'd be surprised how they can bring it back and settle things with an out.
Pinch hitter for Anoka, number 8. You're going to have to remind me how to pronounce this. I may remember it from hockey or other sports. Surgenor?
Correct.
Megan Surgenor, freshman. Listed as a pitcher and infielder, third baseman on the roster. Hits it the other way towards second. Tag. Did they get the out there? Throw to first. They did. And that's a game-ending double play here for the Anoka Tornadoes. Unassisted 4-3. And the Tornadoes will win this one here in the 10-run rule by a final score of 15-4. They end it with the double play in the bottom of the 6th inning, Joe.
Well, you know what? Pitching the difference. Some big hits by both teams. But getting a look at the player of the game is our pitcher. And she went the distance. That was right into the cadence with Alexa Dusterhoff. While the Huskies had some trouble with walks, Dusterhoff, I'd say she was spot on. Some great pitching, a lot of mix between those changeups. Total strikeouts for the afternoon, I believe, was 6. And I don't remember a walk. But
Alexa Dusterhoff here today. I do not have her for a free pass in the game here today.
Hey, she played well, kept him on task, and kept the ball around the plate. Congrats to Anoka. They avenged last year's loss.
Her line, Alexa Dusterhoff here. Unofficially, of course, 6 innings pitched, gave up 4 runs, 2 of them earned. Gave up 6 hits, struck out 6, and didn't walk anybody, and she gets the win on the season, 1-0 for the Anoka Tornadoes. Your line score for Andover, 15 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors. They leave 7. And for Andover, 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They leave 3. Huskies fall to 2-2, both overall in the conference. Anoka goes to 2-0. Congratulations to the Anoka Tornadoes in their victory here today. They win it via the 10-run rule by a final score of 15-4. For everybody in the truck, which did not get hit by a ball here today, so I don't know how many games we've done so far, but so far so good. They haven't had to call the insurance company up to this point. Joe, thank you. Good working with you once again. Thanks for ordering up this nice weather.
Yes, I called in some rewards.
Yeah. For Joe Rulin, I'm Jim Erickson, and your final score in 6 innings. Anoka 15, Andover 4. Until next time, take care, have a great weekend, and you've been watching high school sports, high school girls softball on QCTV Sports.